Hello, it's Greg. I had a question on YouTube. Let's just go right straight to this. Hopefully you can see this okay. But Carl with a K, sorry Carl, I missed the spell check and got you with a C. But does the battery charge from supplied voltage when power is on? And no. The answer to that one's no. Can 12 volt lead acid battery be okay, or only lithium type be used? And the power supply doesn't matter. And when I answered him, I'm not sure whether I replied to his. Anyway, I'm just going to go through the whole thing. That was the question. And so here we go. So what I'm working with here is, let me move this little foam out of the way here. Let's go to the Tomlov. Is this little guy right here. And I purchased him from Temu. Let's go back to the desktop. Right here, I got it for $2.54. They no longer carry it. So if you want one now, you can go to eBay and they have them for $9.99 with free delivery. And if you live in the United States, this is who I would use. They'll take a 10 amp load. So, and now let's go back to the desktop. All right. So how it works is you hook power up to it. First, I'll turn on the main power and the light comes on. That's on the 110 volt. And then we hook up a, this is just a 12 volt power supply. It just needs to be alternative to your mains. This thing, I don't think care what it is, it's just going to see the voltage, and it needs to be DC voltage. So that's important. And once that's on, now we take this and we turn the main power off. We've got the little, this is my little on-off switch, and the light just clicks over immediately, and there's a red light. If you can see that in there. Can't really good, can you? Right. Tip it the right way, right there. That's when we're on, that's when it's off. We're on the battery when the light's off. There, we're on the mains. Does it agree with me? It doesn't say. 12 volt. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's how it works. Now, Carl's question was, does this charge the battery? And the answer to that is no, unfortunately. I really wish it did, because that's where my dilemma lies with the project. Turn this off. I'm thinking about using this little guy right here. Let me put it up on, where is it at? Do I have it? I don't think I could find it anymore. That's why I didn't put it up there. But this is a 400 watt, 15 amp, and it's a it's a boost. What do they call these? Boost buck. I wished I had the paperwork on it. I tried to find one and I couldn't. Anyway, I can go from 8.5 to 50 volts in, and I can get out 10 volts to 60 volts out, DC. And this is a LED driver. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking this and having it powered from the mains. I'll have my DC, I'll have a 12 volt input in here, and then I can adjust the amps on this. So then I can turn the amps down. Once I have a battery plugged in, I can put the amps down to hopefully, I don't know, 0.25, just a trickle, just enough to maintain the battery. And hopefully that will do it. And then this needs ventilation. So I may have to remake all of this. So this one came out really nice. This fit in there where it's just nice. It just snugly fits in there. I even had to round the sharp corners just a little bit to get it to go all the way in. And then I screwed it to the bottom and then screwed it to the plate. this thing can fall off the wall, and that component is going to be right there working. Well, I suppose unless this comes off and tears the wires out. But same with this one. I suppose you could damage it, but that should offer really good protection. And then I have a little cap that goes over the top of it. So anyway, Carl, I hope that wasn't too long, and I hope it answers your questions and maybe what anybody else might. And I'm not sure which video you saw this on. Was it, you may have just watched the video about this or the battery one where I showed this. Whichever it was, I hope that covers it all. Thank you for watching. And if you think that this is a really bad idea, don't keep it a secret. Tell me. Or if you have like specifics, I'm going to look it up and see what I can find how much this should put out. But anyway, done talking. Thanks for watching.